the set of standards that they tolerate in the company. So someone recently asked me, it was like, what makes a good company, a good place to work? Whether it's a software company, non-software, whatever the job is, what makes a great company to work for? And I didn't have to think too much, because that is something which, I used to look for that, and kind of going through my career path and strategically positioning myself in a way. And thinking back now, obviously I didn't know all the things I know now 10, 15 years ago. But here are a few key things which what I think, at least is from my perspective, what I believe, what makes a great company to work for. Number one, I would put that at the highest. It's the set of standards that they tolerate in the company. If you work for a company, especially if you're in your 20s, in your 30s, in your first 10 to 15 years of, career path, where you're really developing, trying to build, become a lot smarter, become a lot better version. If the standards in the organization, across the leadership, the management team, your tech lead, your manager, whatever, that is just not high and it's just like average. If you want to be an A player and you want to be really good, that's not a good place. So look around, look at the leadership team, the management. What is the standard that they're expecting from you every day? And it might be tough. It's not for everybody. So I would say that is number one. How high is the standard in the way they work, the way the teams. Example, in our company, I set the bar very high, first for myself, at all departments. And then that cascades back down to the rest of the people in the organization, where standard is just very high in everything you do. The basic things are just very high standards. That's it. Period. That's number one. Number two, the size of the company really matters. So if you work for a company that they have 1,000 people, just pause. If you work for a company that they have 1,000 plus people, that's a very different company than they have 50 people. So what I found, the best sweet spot of having like company size, it's somewhere between 50 to 150 people, because that's where you have a lot of space for growth. At the same time, there's structure. The people in the company, there's organization, there's HR, there's way of growth. So that would be number two. The size really matters. Number three, can you voice reach the leadership team, the management team? And usually that's the case if you're really good, and if the company is between 50 to 150, but 200 maximum, you could really reach there. So that will be the third one. The fourth one, I would say, because obviously back to the third one, is that will really make sure that if you actually do shine, you have a lot of room for a lot of growth. You can get multiple raises, and that really helps. The fourth one is, can you take ownership? Is there a space that you can take ownership in the company? Can you be part of this product, this company? Can you get shares? Really big deal, especially in early stages. You want to accumulate as much ownership as possible, because one of those companies, this product you're working for, it turns into success. Now you just didn't get your paycheck, but you actually got to be part of something, which is way more meaningful than just the money itself. And then of course all the other stuff, benefit things, salaries and all these things, that's all critical, that's all given. But let's say you get this in many companies, but what are the key factors? I think if you really, really want to, grow, to become really better version of yourself, I would say standards are the utmost, most important. If the standard is really high, you're going to become a hell of a different person. I mean, example is, in our company, somebody that works there for 2 years output more code than somebody who works in a large company, maybe 8, 9 years. because these large companies usually is like code has been written by hundreds of developers. So you get to contribute a little tiny bit of, pull requests that you're pushing some code. You come in building the next startup, the next unicorn, you're going to be writing so much code that's going to be outputting more code in, let's say, in 3 months than somebody outputting in 2 years. That is just the fact, right? So of course that comes with a lot more stress, a lot more, work ethic. But if you want to grow, that's the place you want to be. If I was to work again as an employee, that's exactly what I want to be in.